Our next Lion legend is Hollie Loud, a four-year starter for UNA soccer from 2008 to 2011 with 86 consecutive starts. She was a four-time team captain that helped UNA earn 3 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances while earning 2 All-Gold South Conference honors. She was a member of UNA's first GSC championship team as a senior in 2011 and finished her career with 20 goals to go with 14 assists. Currently an assistant with the UNA women's soccer program at UNA. Coach Loud, thank you for being our next Lion legend.
Thanks for having me.
As we enter the 25th anniversary of UNA women's soccer, you can look up and down the program's history. You've played with some of the greats of the program. You've coached some of the greats. You've been there for a lot of the big moments along the way. We're going to discuss all of that, but set the stage. UNA soccer, just how special is this program to you?
Yeah, it's very special. Didn't think I'd be here this long, but I'm grateful that I am here, and it's been a great experience throughout the whole journey since I arrived in 2008.
From Bristol, England to Florence, Alabama, UNA player coach, how has this place sort of become a home away from home?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you move away from home such a far distance, and there's a lot of people that are in the same boat as me, you all just jump in together and help each other out. And when I first arrived with my 2 suitcases, my roommate at the time had a fridge, a microwave and everything, and my journey took 1 trip up the stairs, and then I just jumped in and helped everyone else. And it kind of went from there. So it's been really nice, and there's been a lot of great people that have helped me throughout the years.
Let's jump into your story. Take us across the pond, growing up in Bristol, England. What was your early introduction to soccer?
I have 2 younger brothers, but the next one is James, and he's 18 months younger than me, and he was going along to soccer practice, and my age group happened to be going at the same time. And they said, why don't you jump in? And that was about, I think I was 9 years old and he was 7 or 8, and took off from there. So.
Now, you had some success playing soccer overseas in England before you came over here, winning national titles in 06 and 07 with your school. Tell us about some of the early success you had.
Yeah, it was really good experience. Just being in those close games, semi-finals, finals, and sort of getting a winning feeling, and the experience was definitely pivotal in my career. But just the memories you make in those games and getting on the bus and traveling. We had a great coaching staff, great players from that area. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to have been part of that process.
When did coming over to America become a factor for you?
Very late on. I think it was around about that January before I came in August. So it was all a bit of a whirlwind. But there was conversations maybe November time, December, and then I committed in January and signed in February and got on a plane in August. So yeah, it was a quick process, but it was probably a good thing at the same time.
Graham Winkworth was your head coach. Now, you've recruited players from overseas as well. How has it changed in the time since you've signed with UNA versus how you're recruiting now?
Now the internet's changed everything. Videos, video calls. I remember every Monday he would call me, just picking up the telephone. But yeah, things are just much more accessible. There's much more information, even social media, looking on websites about schools, and so there's much more information for people looking and to decide which is the best fit on school for them.
Ultimately, what made you choose UNA?
The Lions. I'm English. We have 3 Lions, so 2 Lions did it for me.
So you come over to America. What were your first impressions of Florence, the Shoals, and campus?
The humidity was a shock. The accent was a shock. I remember there was a girl from Tupelo, Mississippi on the team at the time, and she didn't understand me and I didn't understand her, but we managed to be able to pass the ball together. But yeah, it was a good experience. It's different, but I like that it's different.
Teammate Stephanie Bradshaw comes over with you, same signing class. Did it help having a fellow newcomer from England?
Definitely. Steph had been through the process and visited here before, so she knew a bit about the school, the area, and her parents were here at the time when I came over, and so they definitely helped just setting up a phone and bank accounts and things like that, and even just having someone to talk about England and the comparisons and differences. So yeah, a really big help. I'm glad she was here.
As we jump into your freshman season, you played, coached, or coached against the top 6 goal scorers in program history at UNA. The first one we're going to talk about, Tasio Augusta, now the program's 3rd all-time leading scorer, 18 goals that first year. What was it like playing with her when you arrived?
Great. All about the experience, and she's Brazilian, and that's a different type of soccer that we grew up in England. But yeah, she was a great player, always in the box, and just a fun character to be around. She would always, be talking and lively and really involved everyone in the team. So yeah, Tass was great to play with, and she keeps sending me videos now of all her great goals, so I get to laugh at those still.
Now, you scored 7 goals yourself as a freshman. Your first career goal came in your first game played, a 4-0 win over Cumberland. Do you have any memories of that first time you found the back of the net?
Now that you say it, maybe it was a shot from outside the box, but I can't remember if that was the right one or not. So we'll go that it was that one, but I think actually Steph passed me the ball and I just took a touch and just hit it from further out, which is quite rare for me to even be past the halfway line, but I think that might be the one that you're referring to.
8-11 that first year, 7 goals, 3 assists. You earn all Gulf South Conference honors. Coming in as a freshman, team captain. Did you expect all of that?
Team captain, no. But through, it was like go back to the national championships. It was something that I'd done in England and I was comfortable doing, and so I was obviously privileged to have that. But yeah, it was great.
Sophomore year in 2009, it was a British invasion. Chloe Roberts comes over, Nikki Brown, Joe Chubb, the Osmond twins. Now for you, what was it like having so many more teammates from overseas come over to America?
For me, it was fine. It was great. They're all fantastic players, fantastic people, and we're all really good friends to this day. So, and they really elevated the program. It was, every year we got better, and that year they came in, we just extended our games that we won and the way we played, and just we went on to a different level.
Take us through some of this. Did any of you guys have prior relationships?
I had played against Chloe Roberts just because she was from Plymouth and I was from Bristol. We played for our county teams, so I think she played centre midfield, which is opposite when we played against each other. So I knew her, but the rest I did not know. Maybe I played Jen and Jules when they were at Portsmouth, but not really, only just playing against, so I didn't really know them personally.
So that year you guys go 19-4-1, and Tasia and Chloe Roberts have record-breaking years. Chloe Roberts sets a program record with 32 goals. Tasia had 29, which would have been a school record itself. That was second all-time. For you, what was it like watching two of the school's all-time great goal scorers play together?
Easy, just pass them the ball and let them do their thing. And no, they're both very talented people, players, and different. So if one game may have suited Tasia better, and the other games may have suited Chloe, and so the force that they had in the partnership was really great. And so yeah, it made my life a lot easier just to give them the ball and watch.
That was a big year for the UNA soccer program. First appearance in the NCAA tournament, and you guys won a ball game. How big of a deal was that for everybody in your second year?
Yeah, it is big. I think when we look back on it now, it's a bigger deal, but at the time you just want to win soccer games, and so that was our goal. And I remember when the coach was here, he said, don't just be happy to be there, and I always remember that, and I think I've taken that through, and it's very good advice that we wanted to win and do well, and so when we played in the game, it was just another game for us that we wanted to keep winning.
So a record-breaking year in 2009, now 2010's coming up, your junior campaign, and you guys are returning a lot. What do you remember about the team's confidence level heading into that next season? Yeah,
the confidence was certainly high. There wasn't as much pressure as I think other people anticipated. We were just, happy to be playing again, get back out there and show everyone what we had, because we had a lot of talented players and a lot of determination. So, yeah, it was exciting to get back on the pitch again.
16-4-1 that season, 6-1 in Gulf South Conference play, 5 goals and 1 assist for you. You were named All Gulf South Conference once again, second time in your career. Let's jump to the Gulf South Conference Championship match against West Florida, a 2-2 draw, scoreless through 2 OTs. Shootout comes up, year 3. I mean, did you ever expect to play in a game of that magnitude? I mean, how exciting was that?
Very exciting. I think the year before we'd made it to the final, and West Florida were a very good team. But that gave us a lot of things to work on for the next year, and so when we made that final we were much more prepared and we were ready to go. I think we scored with 30 seconds to go, which was exciting, and then we held on throughout that to go to penalties. And I think the more important thing was at the time was the NCAA tournament, because we managed to tie the game, it went down as a tie, and we managed to get into the tournament there. But yeah, penalties, as we saw recently, is always a little bit heartbreaking for whoever loses, but it's part of the game and the thrill of it. So
you guys ended up losing 5-4 in the PKs. Take us back. Any memories?
Yes, I missed. Yeah, but I know Alex McClay pulled off some great saves, and she was obviously a great keeper, and she really stepped it up then. But yeah, I think it's all just a blur. You think you're ready for penalties, and then when that time comes, the keeper made a good save. All you can do is put it in to where you think's the best corner, or etc., and hope. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be our day, but it's all part of the experience.
Back to the NCAA tournament, you guys lose to Tampa, but again, how is all that preparing you guys for the run you'd make this next year, your senior year?
Yeah, it all played a part. I think we were in Pensacola again. Felt like we have shares down there, you know. But yeah, always good to play different teams, especially teams from Florida, and definitely helped us against, you know, teams when we were coming back and playing them sort of at the start of the regional games at the start of the year. So yeah, Tampa was a good team as well, but I think at that point both teams could have definitely won, just like West Florida. If it had gone to penalties, you know, it would have been a close game either way, just those finer moments.
2011, your senior year, and a big year for the UNA soccer program. You guys would go 17-4 in the regular season, and you had a big regular season win on the road at West Florida. 2-0 win, and West Florida sort of had your number the previous couple of years. How good did it feel to sort of get them back your last go?
Great, especially to do it in Pensacola. Steph Bradshaw, she scored, and Heather Farmer scored. They were both on the left side. So yeah, it was all like part of this process and the experience we'd had previously. It just meant a little bit more, and to do it in Pensacola was it was special. And really just, we knew that year we were probably favourites, and that just tipped off, you know, icing on the cake sort of thing to win down there.
Take us to the Gulf South Conference tournament. First off, a 3-2 win over UAH, in which you scored one of the goals. Then the Gulf South Conference championship match against Valdosta State. You guys win it. Take us back to the thrill of claiming the school's first ever conference championship.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I think the whole journey it just led up to that moment, and that's why it was special. As you said, playing in West Florida the 2 years in the final years before, losing on penalties, it was just a little, you know, steps closer. And so to win it that year was just, you know, a great celebration, especially for my senior year. We had a great team, and I think we were, you know, we deserved it, especially that year. But all of the years leading up to it was fun.
A tough loss in the NCAA tournament to Tampa, but when you look back at your 4 years, 3 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament, a Gulf South Conference championship. Now, how special is it to look back at all of that?
Yeah, very special. As I said before, you don't know what you're doing at the time. You're just trying to win every game and taking it in your stride. But to look back and see, you know, we made a lot of firsts, and we sort of broke down a lot of barriers in history for the program, and it's just spurred this program on. So to do it with the group of girls and the coaches that we had at the time was great, and we've been great friends and stayed close. And it's down to those experiences and those tough times. So yeah, really special.
Great playing career at UNA. Now we shift to your coaching career. So you finish up at UNA, you graduate. How did you end up at West Alabama as a coach?
Graham Moore was the assistant here at North Al, and when I was graduating from here, he took the job at West Alabama and offered me a position to be the assistant coach there for the men's and women's at the time. Yeah, and it was great. It's been another great experience. I was able to do everything, you know, compliance and coaching and recruiting and the academics, and so it was really helpful in my career to go to West Alabama, and I'm very grateful for it.
Now, while there, you mentioned you coached both the men and the women. The men won 2 Gulf South Conference championships. What was it like coaching and interacting with both programs?
It was great. Obviously, West Alabama is a different place, smaller town, but when you have so many people that are enthusiastic about soccer, it just a culture that was great to be around, and you could bounce ideas off each other. You know, you'd always see girls and the guys' team out there taking free kicks, penalties, and so it was a fun atmosphere to be around, and it was the soccer was, you know, a good part of it.
Now in 2015, North Alabama soccer had some more success, winning the Gulf South Conference Tournament Championship here in Florence on the very turf field you played in. They also hosted the NCAA tournament, and you happen to be the site rep for both of those tournaments. So watching the program have success from that perspective, I mean, was it pretty cool seeing them accomplish all that?
It was very, yeah. That was a very good experience, just to see the background side of it, and yeah, it was really good. It was obviously it was easier to interact because I knew some of the staff up here also, but yeah, it was nice, and to see them winning and things like that, it was a really good experience.
Now, on the topic of the top 6 goal scorers in program history, you coached against the number 2 all-time leading scorer in Chloe Richards. So tell us about what it was like preparing to go up against her on the pitch.
Yeah, very difficult. You could prepare all you wanted to, but if she wanted to turn it on and score a goal, then she was very, determined to do it, and she had a lot of talent. So, yeah, no, it was always good. It was always a good game. We liked playing when I was at West Dal, playing here, and vice versa. It was always a good competition, and she is a very talented player, and so yeah, all good things to say about her and the goal she scored against us.
So you're wrapping up at West Alabama. When Chris Walker calls you about coming home to your home away from home, was it a hard decision?
Yes and no. As I said, West Alabama was great for me. The coaching staff and all the staff there were great. The players were great. But it was time for me to try and take a risk and come back. And it's interesting, I knew a lot of people, but Chris was one I didn't know previously. So yeah, it was a risk, but jumped on the opportunity. I love Florence, love the school, and so it was, a great opportunity for me to come back.
Now, as we've talked about the 25th anniversary of women's soccer, again, you've been a part of so many big moments. What's it been like for you, player, now coach, leading this program through the Division I transition? Yeah,
it was like a new job again. So very special, great experience for everyone. The unknown was, definitely there for everyone, and working out what was going to work, what wasn't going to work, and what eventually did. And we had a great first year. And a bit like when I first came here as a player, we were breaking barriers, and so that was the way it was that first year. We had no sort of predetermined expectations, and we were just going for it every game.
Now, as a coach at UNA, you've coached players like Hollie and Shelby Wall, who happen to sit 5th and 6th respectively on the all-time goals scored list. So when you look at those 2 players, you've coached them. They played at the Division II level and the Division I level. How neat has it been to see them have that success at both levels?
Great, and there was other people that weren't goal scorers that were instrumental in our success. Both of them are great goal scorers, different players again, just like Tassie and Chloe, but they were on the pitch at the same time, and teams, were watching one and the other one would score, and vice versa. And so they're great people. Kylie's still here, Shelby's been around, and I taught them everything they know about goal scoring. No, I'm just kidding. But no, special people, and privileged to be able to coach them and be around them.
You've been a part of some of the firsts for UNA soccer at the Division I level, the first win in program history, and reaching the ASUN championship in year number 1. I mean, experiences as a player, how special has it been with those iconic experiences as a coach?
Really good, and I think for the whole athletic department, that was an important part in our history, to know that we could get to the final, we could compete Division I. And yeah, it was a great day, a great run all year. I mean, we were in New Jersey for 2 games and had to turn around and go play again. So great experiences, and even now, the girls are laughing about all our times in New Jersey, and making it to the final was definitely important for recruiting, and just to get North Alabama out there and get our name out there.
Now you're coaching at UNA, and several of your former teammates are coaching, their assistants, their head coaches at the college level. What's it like seeing so many of them take off and have great success as well?
Great, but I'm not surprised because, as I said, great players, they know the game, they know how to interact with people and recruit, and their determination to succeed is great. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised, but it's good also to have them out there in different areas of the country and pick up the phone and, ask them how it's going on where they are. So, no, it's really good to have them out there, but like I said, credit to them all.
25 years of UNA soccer. You've had teammates obviously from England, Brazil, Portugal, players you've coached. The international flair with the soccer program, what's that international support like?
It's important. It's important both ways. Internationals and current people in America, it's all part of the college experience, in my opinion. You know, when I came here, my roommate was from Kentucky, and going back for the FIFA World Cup, the Women's World Cup in France, she lives there now. She was a French major at UNA, and so those relationships are what you carry on throughout life. So, I mean, I went over and stayed with her, and we watched the USA-France game. So, yeah, it's great. Internationals, you know, just getting to know different cultures, different playing styles has been really important to me.
So international soccer, you've been able to experience not only the World Cup, but a couple of weeks ago you were back home in England watching the Euro Cup final. I know that was a tough loss, but how great has it been for you to be able to watch soccer played at some of the highest levels?
It's great. I mean, I'm a football fan. Yeah, I love it, and so I just love the experience. Even when I go home, my dad goes and watches Liverpool all the time, and so our family's just, you know, that's just what we talk about, what we do. And so, yeah, I was very fortunate to get tickets for both. And then next year is the England Euros, the Women's Euros in England. And so I'll be trying to get tickets and getting some friends and family together, and we'll go watch that. So it's, yeah, just what I like to do, and there's a reason to go and watch soccer and great experiences.
Player and coach here in Florence, Alabama, how often are you able to visit and catch up with family back home in England?
More than I thought I would in these times, but yeah, I've been lucky enough to go and see family. Fortunately, they can't come over here right now, but they're all, you know, very supportive, and yeah, I go sort of when it's a quieter period, but it also ties in with recruiters sometimes. So yeah, very lucky to go see family, and they enjoy it when they come to Florence as well.
Last question for you, with it being the 25th anniversary of the soccer program here at UNA, again, you've been a part of so many big moments as a player and a coach. Looking back now, you'll be a part of even more as we move forward, but how special has it been for you to be a part of this program?
Very special. It's nice to see the new turf, and you know, maybe it's a fresher for everyone, but yeah, as I said, the journey's been great. I've had so many great experiences and met fantastic people and felt welcomed in this community, in Florence, in the school, and got education. And so yeah, I've been very privileged to have been here, and when I go and tell people, they can see when they come visit, you know, why I stay here and why I do what I do, because it's a great place to be.
Well, Hollie Lau, thank you for being our Lion legend.
Thank you.